Hi, my name is Leticia Camacho, and today I'll be telling you about my Daisy Journey Award. It's Your World, Change It. This award is designed for a Daisy troop or girls ages 5 to 7, kinder through first grade. This particular award was designed for my client for a 2-day, 2-night camping trip. This lesson was designed for a 9-hour lesson to be taught on a 2-day, 2-night camping trip. The lesson was created for first-time campers ages 5 to 7 with limited reading and writing skills. The primary focus for this lesson was to provide a fun learning experience with the older girls with activities geared towards their age group. The following presentation will also cover the design. We'll talk about the topic, audience, purpose, and learning goals. Development, we'll talk about the lesson, activities, the room setup, and the timeline I developed for my client. Implementation, I'll talk about the client implementation and the 9-hour lesson timeline that me and her came up with, and the evaluation method, which is a participation rubric. Design. The topic, lessons focusing on recognizing responsibility for our actions, making the world a better place, and living by the Girl Scout law. Now, a little background on the Daisies. They work really hard with during their regular meetings. They earn little petal badges that form a flower. These petal badges, each one represents a value in the Girl Scout law. This award badge is actually focused on responsibility for what I say and do, making the world a better place, and of course living by the Girl Scout law. So we'll be doing activities geared towards those 3 values, and together they will make and form the whole journey award badge. The audience, like mentioned before, this lesson is for girls ages 5 to 7 with minimal experience in a camping environment, in a school environment, and even some of them are first-year Girl Scouts. And the purpose of this lesson is to combine their learned topic into a take action project for their community. The learning goals. The primary goal is for the learner to memorize the Girl Scout promise, understand the Girl Scout values, and how to associate those behaviors by giving back to our planet and community. There are 3 main learning goals: to know and understand the Girl Scout promise and law and recite the promise and law by memory in front of each other. Recognize the action needed to live by the Girl Scout law and explore the importance of gardening and how it relates to giving back to our planet through the values emphasized by the Girl Scout law and promise. And to plan and implement a growing project for their community. So as mentioned before, the Daisies do have the petal badge, and a lot of their lessons, a lot of their stories, they are focused around flowers and little characters like that that live in a garden. And so a lot of this lesson will be taking place and surrounded by just the garden, the wildlife, the planet, and even as they grow older and they become brownies and juniors, there's still a special focus on giving back to our planet, getting to know the world around us and things like that. And so with Daisies, we're starting off with just in our backyard and with the creatures and gardening and everything there. Development. During the development process, the client and I worked closely to generate age-appropriate learning activities, solidify the room setup, and finalize a timeline for pre-preparation and the 9-hour lesson. My client did play a huge process in this development. You know, we bounced off ideas. I'm lucky to be very close to my client. We both, teach for the same troop. However, it's been a really long time since I've taught the Daisies, so there were some things that we had to go over, such as, badge changes and requirement changes, and even just, the characteristics of her girls now. The learning activities. When creating the learning activities, the learner abilities and camp inclusion was important to the client. With that in mind, the activities centered around both instructional technologies and the outside camping environment, with the final Take Action project taking on a more physical learning approach, with the client emphasizing that discussions would be a huge part in the evaluation process. They are a reoccurring activity during the lesson. So rather than take a test or anything formal like that, it was really important for my client to have collaboration and discussion during as their kind of evaluation method. And so that repetitiveness kind of helps with the girls, staying on track and knowing like, oh, we need to gear it all towards back this. Yeah, the room setup. Okay, so we are lucky enough to make a camp visit and walk through the STEM Center of Excellence. Our main troop leader actually works at Whispering Cedars, so we were blessed to be able to do that. The room that the lessons will be taking place come complete with the kitchen area, bathroom, projector, chairs, and tables. This offers cover in case of bad weather, technology access, and a kitchen with plenty of windows for the gardening project. It even has convenient bathrooms for the girls. And so, it's a really great place to just teach them and also still be in that camping environment. The pre-preparation timeline. A preparation timeline was created to further assist the client in ensuring that the camp information, supplies, and technology will be delivered in a timely manner. In an effort to meet the 4-week request for the client, the timeline has been modified for focused attention towards the parent recipients. This is almost a no-brainer, but the little 5, 6, 7-year-olds are not the best at relaying messages to their parents, and so email is very huge and important when communicating with the parents on things from like supply lists to packing lists to all that good stuff. Implementation. The lesson will be taught by the client at the STEM Center of Excellence, with the camp cabins just feet away from the technology building. The lessons will be taught by the instructor with the help of 2 parent volunteers to a class of about 10 girls. Technology will be tested and utilized by the instructor to ensure the PowerPoint and group readings can be conducted without error and downtime. The discussions will take place in both the technology building and the outside, with repetitive questions being asked to ensure the understanding. Implementation. The 9-hour lesson plan will be divided into 3 parts, with each focusing on a section of the Journey Badge. Yes, the 3 parts will be the Watering Can Award, the Amazing Daisy Award, and the Golden Honeybee Award. Altogether, they make the final Journey Award. During the Take Action project, the instructor will be there to help facilitate the girls as they take the project into their own hands, encouraging leadership and ownership. That will be another evaluation focus. Evaluation. The lesson was designed to encourage collaboration and create a learning environment drastically different than the traditional classroom. That being said, the evaluation method also had to mimic that charm. The evaluation method that will be used will mainly be centered around the student participation, around the discussions, and their ability to memorize and recite the promise to an audience. The instructional design will be deemed successful at the instructor's discretion according to the student involvement. To help facilitate this, a participation rubric has been included for the instructor's use. And there's the participation rubric. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. It was really fun and a neat experience to get to work with a fellow troop leader or Daisy leader, and just kind of go back to, I guess, my roots, just because I did start off as teaching the Daisies, and a lot has changed since then, and it was really exciting to work on a lesson geared towards the girls in that age group.